This video is an explanation of the player dashboard for Cormac on the other side of midnight. The first thing you'll notice is the hero card. The hero card is double-sided. On one side you have your hero, Cormac, or you might be playing as Gronya, his daughter. On the reverse side is a character bio. You slot this into your dashboard. You'll see here the attributes for your hero, and they correspond to these numbers on the dashboard. Each of the attributes in the game has a symbol, which is shown here in these slots, and the corresponding attribute is named just above that slot, and then the values assigned to them by the hero are on the hero card. So we'll pop these back in. The blue cubes represent fives and the clear cubes are units. So we can see that Cormac has 4 faith, he has 6 will, he has 6 metal, he has 5 might, and he has 8 health. During the game you'll be testing these attributes quite regularly, and the value assigned here is the number of dice that you roll in a test. When you roll these dice, you're looking for the combat symbol, which would be a success, and there are 2 on each dice. So if you were to roll 6, you're going to average 2 successes. But of course we know that dice can be quite fickle, can't they? Now, when you begin a round, you will be rolling these dice to create your actions for the round in something we call rolling up. So you'll see here that I've rolled 3 combats, 2 interacts, and 1 enemy result. So at the start of the round, I'd be giving an enemy an action, or in some instances I might be raising the noise level and tracking that on one of these dice. After that, I'll be able to start to spend my actions, and I'll be exploring my interact options and my combat options. So that's how you'll set your actions for the hero phase at the beginning of the game round. Let's take those back out for a moment. In preparation, you can also see that Cormac begins with sword mastery and a long sword and a short sword. Now, each hero has a deck of skill cards, and so you would have sword mastery selected, and here we can see that Cormac begins play with sword mastery, and Triskelions and combats count as successes when Cormac attacks with any weapon with the word sword or blade in the title. So that means he's going to be hitting about 50% of the time. So to purchase further skills, you'll be looking at spending 5 souls or 10 for once per game skills, which are ordinarily more game influencing or powerful abilities. You'll also be going into the equipment deck to find his starting gear, which is a long sword and a short sword in this case. So we'll have both of those ready, and we'll pop those there for play. You might decide to line them up over here, of course. So once you're set, you're ready to begin. And if you were to roll the actions that we had, and you decided that this game round you didn't need to use all of the combats, but you thought that perhaps there will be lots of combat next round, maybe Cormac will go into this room here and attack the Marabeo footman. And if that's the case, you've got the option in the game to bank some of your actions for the next round. You can bank up to 4 actions. You could bank 1 or 2, but you can bank up to 4. So let's say that we decide to bank 2 combats, thinking that that might be enough to overcome this enemy. We might decide to use these other actions during this hero phase or not. and we can discard those if we decide not to use them. You'll see that there are 4 black cubes here, and these are to help you track corruption. Corruption is a negative influence in the game, as you might expect, and you'll put 1 cube in here if you pick up a corruption, and that means that you'll be able to bank 1 less cube. And if you obviously get 2, you'll be able to bank 2 less cubes. Until you become fully corrupt, when you would have 4 cubes here, and then you might trigger corruption influence triggers through the scenarios. Now those are very bad indeed, so you want to keep on top of that and control your levels of corruption. You'll also see that there's a Twilight token here, and we'll explore that in another video. The Twilight is triggered when any of these attributes drops to 0, something you'll be wanting to avoid. In solo play, you would also begin with the Sprig of Acacia card. The Sprig of Acacia card, we'll pop it there so we can see it a bit better in the camera, but the Sprig of Acacia card does not count as one of your carried items. It's simply symbolic of your ability to revive once per game for free, and once it's used you would turn it face down. You keep it because during the next scenario, of course, it's there to use again, and it means that you will come back from the Twilight and be able to restore all of your attributes to their full value as depicted on the card, or in the young Cormac scenarios on the young Cormac card, which we place here on the dash, and these attribute numbers then override the ones that are printed here, and you'll see that Cormac doesn't begin with any skills or any weapons. Thanks very much. That concludes this walkthrough of the player dashboard and the hero card. We hope that you've enjoyed the video. Bye for now.